All right, here we go. Hey everyone, my name is David Vaughan. Thanks a lot for joining in. And today's topic is going to be, are you paying attention to the wrong numbers? Or what numbers are you paying attention to? Or do the numbers that you're paying attention to really matter? And this topic comes from a few discussions that I've had with other people over the past, few weeks. But it also comes from a personal struggle that I'm having, or not really a struggle, but more of a actual journey that I'm going on. So one of the journeys that I'm going on personally is a better health and fitness type, getting myself more fit. I'm heavier than I had ever been. And so I started going to the gym a while back. And as the journey progresses, I noticed that there are foods that I need to cut out to help with weight loss. And, I'm not really looking to bulk up, but I'm looking more to trim down on the fat because all that type of stuff I'm getting older and it can hurt your health. So what I noticed and what I was told early on is that the one number that you need to pay attention to the least when you're going through getting yourself more fit, weight loss, is the number on the scale. And the reason being is because it can be a very odd type situation as it goes along. You can actually be losing fat but gaining muscle, and you can see your number on the scale go up and down or not move much at all, and it's because muscle weighs more than fat, and so you may be losing the fat but gaining muscle, and that can lead to a lot of discouragement. And I can actually relate to that. When that person had shared that with me, I was like, yeah, you're right, that's one of the only numbers. And so this person started me on a path of, here are some numbers that you can look at. Are you doing more reps? Are you able to produce the same amount of calorie burn in a shorter amount of time? And all these different types of numbers. And as I was going through looking at various different things about live video and videos and some people that I knew that were beginning out, and a common question that I have was, my viewers, I don't have many viewers showing up. My list isn't that big. My subscribers, my followers, they aren't that many. And, here's the thing. That's actually the least number that you need to pay attention to. In fact, it's really a number that you shouldn't pay attention to much at all. There's a vast amount of other numbers that you can pay attention to, and that's what I'm going to help give you, is some of these other numbers that you can start paying attention to see progress, to help encourage you to continue to do live video or whatever, and continue the journey and see progress and continue making yourself better at what you're doing. So here are some of the other numbers that you could start paying attention to. And, this is not just a set list. There could be other numbers that you could come up with, but this is a list that I had started. And so I'm going to go ahead and start reading some of these off. The first one is the number of people that you've helped. How many people do you need to help in order for it to be important? Well, really, the number is one. Every time that you do something, if you can help at least one other person, then, you are making progress. You are making a difference in somebody else's life with what you are delivering. The value that you are providing is changing a direction that they are struggling with, possibly. So the number of people that you have helped, and that can accumulate over time. The number of times that you've actually gone live or done video. How many times have you done that? Because we all get caught up in the glitz and the glamour of others that we've seen doing video or live video or podcasting, whatever you want to apply this to. We've seen, we see where they are now, but we don't really look at the beginning. We don't look at the struggle that they've gone through to get to where they are, how the lighting might have changed, how their audio, what kind of microphones, what kind of cameras, what was their setup, where were they doing it, what was the topics, how did they flow when they were talking. These are various different things that you could do. How many times were they not looking at the camera, making eye contact with me versus where they were looking down at notes or camera shy or something of that. And there's a number, actually, because I run across a lot of people that would love to be able to do any type of video, let alone live video, but they're camera shy. And there are ways to get around that where you actually don't have to be on camera at all in the beginning. And I've challenged a few people who have gotten over that hump of not doing any type of video or live video because they were afraid of being on camera. And I was like, hey, there's ways around that, and here's how you can do it. And just let's start with one. And so one led to another and led to another. And repetition is really key on this point, because the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. The more comfortable you become with the fact that you're talking with really an inanimate object, looking into the viewers that you have. The number of days since your last video or live video. So this is kind of following up with the last one and talking about repetition. How many days has it been? If you're looking for more viewers to show up, if you're looking for more engagement and more people to help, if you're looking for a more comfortableness in doing any type of video, but yet you're not doing any type of video to get yourself in that practice, to get yourself in that mindset, to get yourself comfortable with the setups and how everything work, that's not helping you. So how many days, how many weeks, how many months has it been since you've done video? The number of replay comments. And this is really important, geared towards live video, because with live video being so new, one of the things that we need to make sure that we focus on is the fact that it's not widely adopted. And it's going to take time for it to become widely adopted. If it becomes widely adopted at all, I'm sure it will. But in the meantime, your video is going to have more replay views than it is going to have live views. I guarantee you, over the course of time. And so you want to make sure that you're acknowledging those that are watching the replay and invite them to engage and interact with you. Hey, leave a comment down below. Share this out. If you've got any questions, have call to actions like, hey, you can email me at david@blah, blah, blah. And those types of things with your replay viewers. And by the way, say hi to them. So hi, replay viewers. Thanks a lot for watching this. How many replay comments are you getting? Is that increasing? What are the things that you could do? All this different, I think you get where I'm going with that. So number of times it took you to learn something different. How many times did it take you to learn how to film in a internal environment in an office or a kitchen versus have you tried filming outside? Have you tried filming at a local establishment that's one of your favorite eateries or your favorite car wash or pet groomer or something? Have you tried all these different things? What's the number of times that it took you to learn how to get set up? Gotta have equipment with me. What type of equipment? Well, the best camera that you can have is the one that you have with you. And we all have pretty much smartphones. They've got a camera on them. Ding dong, it's noon. Number of times you streamed from different places. So again, this kind of follows up with the same thing I was just talking about. Number of times that you sat there and really mixed it up. Because what you're really trying to do is you're trying to build your audience to welcome them into your world. This is me. I am not just this robotic person who helps do these types of things that helps you get from point A to point B of whatever journey we happen to be on together. I also like to read. I also like to watch movies. I also like to eat tacos. I also like to work out. I also like blah, 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 blah. I like art shows or all these different things. You can film from these different types of places, and that will actually help build you up a little bit more as a trustworthy type person because you're allowing these people in. Now, does that stuff need to be 95% of what you do? No. Not all the time. It depends on what you're doing. Now, if you're a travel blogger or vlogger, hey, guess what? You're going to be in different places. Number of times that you've engaged or someone else on someone else's video. Now this is important, or live video, is that with live video, it's about us being on stage, it's about us being on the camera and talking to you, but how many times have you engaged in someone else's? You know, we would love people to be able to join us and be able to benefit from the value that we're providing. But have you shown interest in what somebody else is doing? Have you shown interest in what somebody else does? Have you shown interest in helping promote somebody else's live video? Because all these things will help the wider adoption of viewing live videos by the audiences that we seek even more. Because now all of a sudden it's like, hey, I didn't know, David liked this type of stuff. Or, ooh, that's really interesting. I'm interested in how to more easily groom my dog's nails, or paint pictures not by numbers, which is something that I do. All these different types of things are ways that whoever's live videos are out there, engage with them. It's the same way with how social networking's always worked. It's not so much about you being on stage and being the biggest voice. It's more about you helping others. With that being said, a number of times that you have provided the opportunity to someone to be seen or heard. And so this kind of, thing is, again, it's not just about you being on stage. How about if you go local and you go to your favorite eatery, your favorite taco place, and you're always there, and you banter back and forth with some of the staff, and they're familiar with you. How often have you given the opportunity to put them live and say, hey, listen, I really enjoy the way that you make my margaritas, and I think it's fascinating the way that you put everything together. Would you mind if I did a quick video with you and showed everybody else, and maybe somebody's got some questions, and all this different type of stuff, whatever. I hope that you're getting the points that I'm talking about. Not once have I talked about ooh, how many people are watching me, ooh, how many people are viewing this time, versus, because if you get caught up in that, you're going to lose focus on the really important part that live video affords you, which is the ability for me to be on camera, or for me to be able to deliver, not me on camera, but for me to be able to help deliver some kind of value to you. And it may not always be something that I do. It may be something that someone else's does, but I found interesting. And I'm not worried about the viewers. I'm worried. My focus is on helping. My focus is on what you do. And so, I promised that I would do this a few days ago. I'm a few days late. My apologies. But I hope these hints on numbers help provide you a little bit more guidance into, my Periscope numbers are down, or my Facebook live video numbers are down. The two numbers that are the most important are the $sign and the number of subscribers that you have that you can engage with. Those are really the two most important numbers, because those are the ones that help build your business and keep your business in business, so that you can, provide for your family. I appreciate you taking the time out to watch this. I hope this has helped you out. If you have more questions about numbers, let me know in the comments down below. And otherwise, just do more live video. Again, the best camera that you can have is the one that you have with you. Don't worry about all the glitz and the glam about it. Hey everyone, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you'd like to watch my previous 2 videos, the links to those are down below. Also, make sure you give this video 2 big thumbs up and share it out to everyone. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. You can do that by simply clicking that button right over there. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one.